All right, so characters. We have Kaori, the dying one.
She collapsed and regularly goes to the hospital.
Yeah. She's dying. We have Nicholas Sparks going on here. We have Kosei, right?
Uh-huh.
And he's got the mommy issues.
Right.
And he's a godlike pianist. Pianist.
Yes.
Pianist. It's a
Yes.
word, guys.
Uh-huh.
Don't mock
Uh-huh.
me.
No.
We have Minarine 2.0, aka Tsubaki, right? Okay, fine. She's best friend zone then. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah. And then we have Watari the slut. I mean, just Watari the boy. Like, he's a boy. Like,
He is that.
he's a decent boy.
Yeah.
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 He's a boy. Okay.
All right.
All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for your
Your
Lie in
Lie in
April,
April,
episode
episode
5.
That's
Oh,
right.
Kaori has collapsed.
She has indeed.
And the Nicholas Sparks part of this show has commenced.
No, you're supposed to say like, and the Nicholas Sparks are flying.
Oh my gosh, the Nicholas Sparks are flying. Wow. Yeah, so in particular with this show, I do think that yes, she probably has some kind of like sickness, terminal illness. That's why she's trying to get the most out of life as early as possible.
That would make sense.
That's why she's kind of got this thing of wanting to be remembered.
Yeah,
and
she
stuff.
does. Yeah, those parts are a little bit on the nose with the whole going to the hospital.
Right. So in this, I want to see what will be the meaningful connections that she'll make, like basically as we go towards the end. And the end will basically be pointing towards the will someone die, will someone not die conclusion.
Sure. Right.
And they could go either way. It's not really the point, I think, because this is a journey kind of show,
It
right?
absolutely
like
is, yeah.
you can just tell that the main 4 characters, or at the very least in this case, kind of the main 2+1 character.
Wow. Okay, I thought you were gonna say 3, but that's even better.
I just think it's a great way to put it, because Kaori is this force of nature in that she just carries you along with her.
Yep.
And Kosei, he's kind of getting swept up in it, but he hasn't really made any big decisions. So I
Right.
think coming up, we're going to be seeing some of those. It'll be interesting to see how those play out. Also, Tsubaki, you kind of feel bad for her, but
Yeah.
you also feel like that in a lot of ways she is getting ultimately what she wanted. She wanted Kosei to be free again.
Sure.
And
Yep.
Kaori might be the means by which Kosei becomes free, but at what
he
cost?
and he has a long way to go.
Oh, he has a very long way to go. No, don't mistake me for saying that he's free right now.
No.
But he's begun to.
He's taken the first.
He's
step.
taken the first steps.
Yeah.
Yes. And then Watari he exists. So all right. He did give a great speech to him about
Kosei, yeah.
The girl will let you know, and you should go
Yep.
for things even though they might not be a sure
Don't
thing.
don't completely throw Watari under the bus.
I'm not going to.
but no, I know
he's
what
easy.
you-
He's easy
yeah.
to poke fun
No,
at.
I totally know what you. I totally know what you mean.
All right, guys, this is awesome. Please, I hope that, I'm not going to be emotionally abused as much in this episode. I'm
You
not
sweet
fully
summer
ready.
child.
But without further ado, let's get into this. All right, guys, so I'm going to be giving you a countdown here so you can set up your footage to sync with this here. Just for those of you that aren't kind of aware of what's going on and stuff, for those who never have watched any of our Hunter x Hunter reactions, we got a pretty hard copyright strike with regards to the music in this show.
And Caleb was ruthless with the editing.
Yeah. So we don't have any show footage here, but we'll have a timer on the bottom.
Yep.
The bottom left down over there.
Right.
And you can sync up your show with that. And yeah, guys, I'm going to count down for you here. Start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now.
Dun, dun. Ding, dun, 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 dun.
Wait. Oh, backstory!
Yep.
You can go if you're a man. Oh, jeez, he's so little. Oh my gosh. Shoulder wheel backdrop! Oh my gosh!
Not at all dangerous.
Not at all dangerous. Oh my gosh. He's dead. Oh. Taking the plunge, making a jump before you know how to... Yeah. It's a metaphor for kind of what Tsubaki did by kind of bringing the whole music thing back into his life.
That was Kaori.
Well, but Tsubaki kind of threw him into this whole circumstance that he would meet Kaori.
That's true. That's a good point.
Tsubaki needs the credit for initiating things.
Yep.
Like that's why I feel bad for her, is because she's
Right.
doing all this for Kosei because she really cares about him, and he's so traumatized and just dealing with past stuff that he can't really. I don't think he can really reciprocate as much as maybe even either girl potentially wants him to.
Great theorizing, but right now we've got an opening.
Oh, kimi naga no oshiete kureta kurayami o fukaru nara.
I love this opening so much.
It's really good. The name for neck. Who's getting so fair? Delete that memory. Oh. 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 Oh, she's got a... Okay. So, the way the camera work is going, so to speak, did it... Oh my gosh!
I like how they show him not reacting while they're kicking him.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I do think, though, that they're being a little bit pushy with him, because that's not really the healthiest way to help someone with, you know, essentially PTSD or,
Sure.
you know, mental trauma like that, emotional trauma as well. Yeah. Oh. No, he hasn't. But she's actually asking a question. Yeah. See, this is the way to do it. You ask questions. You just be there. Oh. This is good. Why'd you have to cut it? That was really good to just. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh no! Ah! Ah! Hmm. Ah! Oh, gotcha. Cool. Uh, oh. Oh. Kosei, my buddy. Hmm. There's a lot of subtext going on there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll never forget it. Yep. 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 Oh. Oh, this is very clever. Yep. 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 How long has he not been in that room?
Probably a solid 2 years.
So, wait. They're cheering them on like this, even though, like, wow, wow,
Yeah. Well, when they were playing, it was that good.
yeah,
And the idea that they ended on a high note, you know.
yeah, right. Wow. Well, they said it. She said the words. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Oh, you can handle this. You can handle this. Yeah. Yep. 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 Oh. Oh. Yeah. Random. Yeet. What's that? Oh, they're still jumping in. Little kids are so gung ho.
Yep.
The courage bridge. Oh.
Yeah.
All these people knowing things for a fact.
Mm-hmm. Those are the worst kinds, right?
Yep. Nailed it, yeah. Yeah. Whoa. New character. Cool, cool. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I know that feeling. Totally hot and dependable on what all the girls read about. Ah. Hmm. Oh. Yeah. Wow. Whew. Yep. Oh. Whoa.
Right.
Everyone with their poetic descriptions of things.
Yeah. Totally realistic for 14-year-olds.
14-year-olds, yeah, yeah. Oh, people are avoiding her. Did you see that? Not just Kosei there, but others.
Not everyone.
Watery, oh my gosh, you goober. Oh man, they're even trying to draw parallels with
Yeah.
Kosei and Tsubaki. And then they meet at the bridge. Wow. Oh, a coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. Yep. Ha. No gift? This is like hilariously sad actually, because you can tell that she's putting this up as a front so that she can't be perfectly vulnerable. No matter what. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Grit those teeth.
Yeah. I've heard that line before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just like you, huh? Just like you, huh, Kaori? Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
That's
just
a
after
perfect-
getting out of the hospital.
Yeah. That's a perfect way to end it. Like, you gotta jump in, buddy. She survived! Here's the... Do it, dude. Come on.
You better move. He still can't swim.
Oni-chan! But he lost his glasses. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're never gonna find them
No.
in the river like that. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I held back the tears so hard. And now that the episode's actually over, I can feel them coming. Because I'm getting to think about it.
Right.
Without all the emotion and stuff. Because when you think about Kaori and her position, like it's now like almost like painfully, like excruciatingly obvious that she's dying. Like this is the kind of actions of a person that's realized their own mortality, and the finality of essentially limited time, or being on borrowed time, as the phrase goes.
Yeah.
So all her time here now, she's tapped into something limited, obviously, because she can't keep it up all the time.
Right.
It's like a front she puts up for her friends, a beautiful lie, if you will. It's the kind of thing that you could extrapolate. Like, you could take away the dying bit, and you could have that be literally anyone who's...
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah, so...
Like, just, can you carry the discussion for a little bit?
Yeah, this is one of those things where at around this point, with this episode and everything, I really like how they basically made it very clear that, yes, the themes and all the stuff that we're basically like, revolving around and stuff, it's very clear. We're not trying to hide it. We're not trying to be subtle about it.
Right.
And we're just going to basically embrace it and, double, triple down on it. So that you know exactly what's going on. The subtext and everything.
Yeah.
Even if the characters don't, which, of course, just...
Yeah, I get that that's where the pull of this show is that the whole thing is a miscommunication, like you talk about, how you love that stuff. And it's not miscommunication humor. This is miscommunication drama. And miscommunication drama goes sometimes into melodrama. But this is not melodrama.
No.
Not at all.
No.
This is how you do miscommunication drama, because it's not about who will end up with who. It's not about whether or not so-and-so will be able to communicate their feelings. The point of it is that this journey that the characters will go on,
right,
by the end of the show, however many episodes there are, you'll get the inferred themes of life portrayed throughout them, so that
exactly
when you go through all this, you grow. You end up having the opportunity to change and to evolve. Right. And
it uses the extreme situation of some 14-year-old kid who's Mozart reborn, and some girl with mysterious health conditions, to basically just shine a light on and outline and underline and bold italics, all that stuff. The message they're trying to hammer home, which is, to get the most out of life and to,
So I'm kind of ready now.
Okay.
The thing about this episode that really struck home with me was you can tell how much of a front Kaori is putting up.
Yes,
like you can tell, especially now how much of a front she's putting up.
They do this thing where they'll like hint at things and in not very subtle ways, so it's like, okay, you can pick up on it, but then they'll come around and say something like very on the nose.
What I'm talking about the front is not the lying about whether or not she's dying.
Oh no,
I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure you're on the same page as me.
The part where she says, "And that's the most beautiful lie ever," or.
Well, yes, but this is the thing. This is the kind of stuff that, like, it either pisses me off or it just gets me really emotional, because...
Or both.
Yeah, shut up. The point is that when you have an instance where a character or a person, let's bring this into real life, why don't you? A person is essentially putting on a face for reasons, whatever reasons.
Yeah, whatever they are.
They are betraying themselves at the belief that they are doing this for others. And it's a sad thing because you can tell that for all the angelic kind of moments that they make Kaori out to be, you can easily tell now that she is a mess. She is 100% like dying emotionally, like in terms of like having the realization that she's probably going to die. Like that's where this show is going. When that hits you, you kind of fall into a binary trap, I would say. I can't really predict what this would be like if I was in this situation or something, or if anyone really was, because this is fiction. You can't truly understand what this is like for someone. But I would assume that you'd fall into the binary trap of putting on a smile for everyone so that you don't bring them down with you.
Sure.
Or being just in the pit of despair. And I think that her pit of despair isn't what most of us would consider despair actually to be. I think that her despair is that she'll be forgotten. Her despair is fear. That, yes, she's afraid of the idea of being nothing. You know what's really, really scary about all this is this actually gets into kind of the existential stuff, and you realize that when you die, the only thing left of you will be the memory of you in other people's minds. Yeah. There will be objects that will bear evidence essentially that you did things on this earth, in this existence. But those are not as real as memories
Exactly.
Those are just kind of things. It's like saying, who was, president 100 years ago or something.
Yeah,
it's like,
you might be able to answer the question.
Right. But you won't know, like, how that person made other people feel.
Right.
Like, Kaori is probably scared silly, scared out of her mind, the idea that she won't be remembered. Now, I know this is tough for you having to keep, like, quiet and stuff and not give things away, but I'm trying to go through the obvious stuff.
Right. Thankfully, this show is knowingly obvious with a lot of things, even though, they aren't as... they aren't like that about everything.
But you see the problem here.
Oh, yeah.
Is that she is going to end up actually hurting these people a lot. And it's not really her fault entirely. A lot of it actually will end up being her fault. But in some other ways, it's not.
Right.
Because when you think about this from her perspective, if she's dying, which she probably is,
she might think she's dying.
Or she might think she's dying, or they give you could have anywhere from, 3 months to 3 years. We don't know.
Right, exactly.
That's a very typical thing that doctors will say, is they'll say, like, they'll ask the doctor, how much time do I have left? And the doctor will say, well, we can't know for certain. Right. But we do know that, unless something dramatic changes, you shouldn't be going anywhere for at least a year. But we don't know how much longer beyond that it will be.
Yeah.
And there comes this sense of urgency, I'm certain, of I gotta live life then.
Yep.
That's a very positive way of looking at it. Because the other side is very easy probably to fall into of just like,
well, what's the point?
What's the point of all this then?
And the issue is that how much of it is strictly a positive thing and a source of strength, and how much of it is a coping mechanism for the fact that you are terrified, and no one really understands.
So she is doing the only thing that gives her probably the purest joy, which is music.
Right.
And I think that this is a very clever way to actually bring up a discussion about a lot of other things that are that kind of demand some kind of coping mechanism. Trauma from Kosei.
Yep.
Mental health issues just in general. Kosei's is very much a mental health thing in that he has emotional and mental trauma, the abuse that he's gone through. Kaori is currently going through emotional and mental trauma. Like this is the kind of thing when you realize that you're going to die. It can screw with your head. And remember, she's 14.
Right. She's 14. Yeah.
Everyone here is a kid.
Right.
There are no there's no I have lived a long time people in this group where they can just go, well, I'm satisfied.
Exactly.
I can be okay with this. I think even I'm young as well, but I'm wait, how old am I? 26. Yeah, 26. Okay. Even at 26, I'm not much older, comparatively.
Right.
But like I could probably go, well, I got to do some things. Like I wouldn't be satisfied truly.
Right, but you'd be like, well, hey,
Yeah. I got through my childhood at least. I got through,
could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse and that kind of stuff.
Yep.
But it's different when you are going through the changes of becoming an adult, when you're becoming essentially your own person. You haven't even found out your real your identity.
Yeah, you're just starting to stretch out your wings and everything.
Yeah. Kosei is even now just questioning. He's like, is my entire identity wrapped around the piano? Like, he hasn't figured that stuff out yet.
That would explain kind of why he avoids it so much.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But Kaori, in this instance, is having to have all these decisions and all these resolutions made in weeks, probably. Like, the fact that she's passed out multiple times, she probably has something serious enough to where, her parents are kind of letting her... Yeah, you decide, like, we kind of let you have the choices that you want because we're aware that we don't have you for much longer.
Right.
And that's a very, very, very selfless thing. I'm glad that it's being inferred that way by the parents not really being present in the story.
Right.
Because there's the other parents where they would like shoo away these friends and be like, "No, go away. We need to give her the highest possible chance of living just a few hours longer."
Push that deadline or whatever, of whatever it is, or
which means there's a certainty behind it in a lot of ways. You can extrapolate out from that there's probably not a, well, she'll get better eventually kind of thing. It's the, I jump off of bridges in my full clothes because, hey, who knows? Like, who knows when this is going to happen? It's going to happen, but that's there's that feeling with Kaori that she's not afraid of anything. That's why she shines so bright.
Right.
Outside. She is terrified of being either alone or of being forgotten. She's terrified of all these non-physical things.
And that's why I love so much that in, what was it, episode 2? Yeah, I believe it was episode 2.
What happened?
Which is, or maybe episode 3, the one where she basically is coming to him right before they go to do their performance.
Please support me in my moment of weakness.
Right,
basically,
exactly.
my moment where I'm about to
lose heart.
Yeah, I think that was episode 2.
Right.
And
they showed it again in the recap of the previous stuff in this episode.
That part is exceptionally powerful because it shows that she is constantly having to fight back the losing heart side of things.
Right.
It's a constant battle.
Yeah.
Now, I want to equate this in a lot of ways to mental health and kind of like other side of things, but we have Kosei for that. So I like that in a lot of ways, we're not supposed to, it doesn't really matter what her disease is or like what her odds are. None of that stuff is really that important.
It's just the fact that it's there.
It's the fact that it's there. In my mind, I can't relate to as much of the "I'm going to die soon" kind of thing.
Right, because who can?
But I can relate to Kosei's more kind of depression, the whole psychological and emotional just mess that can be going on in your head. So I know that the story isn't trying to do this, but I want to imprint a little bit, just because it's easier to relate to characters this way, a little bit of my own struggles onto Kaori to help kind of understand a little bit of what she's going through. I've dealt with kind of depression and stuff throughout kind of high school and stuff, more recently and things. But one of the things that you end up getting reminded by when you get that kind of inert feeling of despair. It kind of shuts you down. You do outrageous things, sometimes out of your own free will, sometimes out of like having other people come and help pull you out of it, kind of what Kosei's doing with.
Sure, yeah.
But I think with Kaori, she's tapped into whatever limited energy she has left in order to just grab a hold of things and make the outrageous decisions, and she's kind of playing off of that energy as long as it'll last her.
Right.
Yeah. And did you get that vibe as well when you were watching this for the first time, that she's living on borrowed time, but more so she's keeping up the front on borrowed energy. Like the energy needs to come from other people eventually.
Right. The idea that in the same way that there might be the adrenaline burst, of the person that hops the 12-foot fence when they're being chased by a bear, the mom that pulls the car off the baby,
she's running off of that kind of emotional energy, and it will eventually go out. And I think that in a lot of ways, her attaching herself to these other people is a survival thing. I can't do this alone. Basically, she's,
because who can?
Yeah, and in a lot of ways, there's kind of this weird kind of love relationship thing going on where Watari likes, kind of this cute girl. Kaori kind of just decided to choose Kosei because he's a musician. I assumed a while back that it was that she knew his story and it inspired her in some way. That still is a potential theory on the table. But right now I'm almost thinking like it doesn't matter. Because if it's almost confirmed that she's dying, just finding someone with even the slightest of actual connection to her in terms of similarities is huge. Music. Classical music, because that's her passion. So while there is this chemistry going on between them, I'm sure that there is some potential way that it could be a relationship,
Gotcha.
I also think in a lot of ways she's not using him, but she might be. And that's not necessarily a horrible thing. It's that she will... This is where it hurts, because I can just see how this could go so right and so wrong. And this is why I think the show is liked by so many people. Is that you can see how Kaori is maybe running off of her own limited energy in order to try and lift up Kosei, so that at a point in the future he'll be able to support her. It's kind of
it's the 12th step kind of thing.
Yeah. And that's such a lonely thing to think about. The idea that you wouldn't be able to have anyone that would truly understand, so you have to prop someone up that might be able to understand you. That's real. That's hard.
Yeah.
Oh.
This is only episode 5.
Take over, man. I can't.
Well, yeah. This is really awesome, because when I first watched this show, it was within a span of 25 hours.
Really?
Yeah. So I had watched Toradora, and I was like, okay, I need something similar. And I found this show, and I was like, okay, so this isn't quite
no, it's nothing like Toradora.
This is different, but all right, I'll watch it. It'll do. I started it late at night, watched the first half, and was like, that's so good, I want to keep going, but I need to sleep, so I woke up early the next day and watched the rest of it.
So it had you hooked, and you on some level really enjoy having your emotions played with, right?
Yeah, because especially like when I started getting into anime and stuff, that was at the point where I was realizing my emotions aren't really getting tugged around by many things,
right?
And
shonen are pretty one track minded with their kind of emotional tugging,
but even not just anime, and just other things and all that. So that first Good time point. I watched Wolf Children, or the third or fourth or fifth time I watched Toradora, you know. And then I'm like, oh, okay, you're lying April. And it's all about, you know, messing with the emotions and just having it be this roller coaster ride.
Yeah, in a lot of ways, I kind of don't like it for that. Like, I'm not the kind of person like you, Jacob, who likes to have emotions played with. But one of the things I think this anime is actually teaching me, like in this moment, is you can see how Kosei is going to be set free. It's plain as day. It's beautiful. It's a little bit rough, though. It's not going to be a journey of where this angel comes in and sets him free.
Boom.
Yeah. It's she's going to screw up. She's going to do human things.
Right.
And it's going to hurt. The thing is that Kosei is also going to be a human, screw things up. One, because people don't communicate. That's just how the world is. I swear, like, if we could make communication and understanding at the top of our list of things we value, it would change the world. But the thing is that we can do little things for the purpose of understanding ourselves, but also little actions that are kind of risks for the purpose of I would say of getting outside of ourselves in a lot of ways, like kind of jumping off the bridge and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That give opportunity for so much freedom. So I love that this show's subtext and themes is really strong. I am having a hard time with the emotional manipulation. It's there. I'm not fully against it because the subtext, the themes, the characters, all this little stuff is done just so perfectly well. I think this episode, while it actually didn't have as much plot happen, you can, and there was even like legit recap, like a whole chunk of it,
and a lot of it was like
this is a way bigger episode than I think really any of the other ones, because the other ones were episodes to mask the moments that really mattered.
Right.
Yep. Previous episodes are there to be a misdirect on the individual scenes.
Right.
This one, no misdirect. We don't have time for misdirect now.
Billboards.
Kaori doesn't have time for misdirects right now.
Well,
like her whole perfect lie thing is bullshit. I'm oh man, I don't want to get angry here, but like this is the kind of story where you can see how they might have gotten a few more hours understanding each other. And yeah. Oh,
one of the things that
I can do this. I can do this. What was Tsubaki saying? Daijoubu.
It's all going to be daijoubu. Yeah. But one of the things that I really like that you said was the whole idea of
the misdirects.
No, that they aren't perfect.
Oh yeah,
because
that's people.
Because that's people.
But the show was trying to do this weird thing that I wasn't fully on board with in the beginning, about trying to make you see through Kosei's eyes how perfectly just wondrous Kaori is when she's in her element, and how that is all smoke and mirrors. That's her doing
rose-colored lenses and yeah,
and sparkling eyes.
Right, and the idea, because a lot of times I feel like with these kinds of stories, they can so easily be basically fall short and just end up being cheesy teen stories, basically.
Yeah, possibly, but you know that this one's not going to be that.
This one is not going to be that.
If anything, they'll do little things here and there that will remind you that it could be that at any moment, and then they'll.
Yeah,
continue.
And usually the thing that like in my mind ends up being the dividing factor, you know, with those kinds of stories is the characters being perfect. You know, there will be the one character that has all the flaws and all the growth to do and all that stuff. Usually the same gender as the author.
Yeah.
And then there's the other character who's perfect, and they, you know, save.
Yeah,
the
I'll
other
bet you,
character or
Jacob.
whatever.
I'll bet you that's actually something that people are very divided on in this show, in terms of criticizing it.
Oh.
In that they'll look at this on the surface level and go, Kosei is such a self-insert with his godlike, with his godlike piano skills and his tragic backstory that is so relatable and stuff. And then they'll, you know, maybe get mad at Kaori for being like, look at her, such a Mary Sue with all of her perfect like everything, and trying to dramatize her to the point of like fetishizing or something like that.
And this is going to be so much fun. This is only episode 5, baby.
It's only episode 5.
It's only episode 5.
I don't know, like, what kind of plot they could conjure up for the next, 15. Yeah, I would say, like...
It's 22 episodes.
Oh, okay. So I wasn't going to guess, because I'm thinking, like, if I didn't know how many episodes there were left, it might have actually, like, made things a little bit nicer, but it's all good. Let's say, like, the next 10 episodes then. I have no idea. Like, I already can tell, like, what kind of plot things they need to hit at some point.
Sure, they brought up the
but
whole
they could
piano
do
competition.
Right, but they could all do that in 4 episodes.
They could.
But if it's a full 2-course show, like, maybe a little bit short of that, because you said 22, this is going to get dragged out. And I'm really hoping that they don't play with my hopes next.
Oh.
If they're willing to play with my emotions, that's fine. I will resolve... Next time I do a reaction on this show, you're going to see me, like, stonewalled in so hard. I'm like, all right, I'm ready. I can actually do this.
Don't worry. Your line April will come in like a wrecking ball.
Yeah. Cool. But if they toy with the hopes next, I'm going to have a word. I'm going to have a word with this show.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this was a great reaction and discussion and stuff. And if you want to see the next one right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. And we're not doing full lengths because we do all the footage of us reacting in here. And you sync up your footage of the other thing. But if you want to join the Discord, any kind of support gets you there, so you can chat with us about all the emotions and stuff I'm going through.
I do. Since I've seen this show, I can't actually be active in the spoilers channel.
He is in the spoilers channel, yeah.
So,
if that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.